Welcome back to Gibbo's Garage, everyone. Today we're going to be testing at-home windscreen crack fixing kits because I don't know if you've ever seen the price of actually getting one of these replaced or even repaired is astronomical. So we're going to see if you can do it at home for pennies and if the results are good. Now, I was driving home the other day behind a lorry and a stone flicked up off one of its back wheels and hit me right in the front windscreen and has left a nasty little crack. And if you leave them long enough, they will get longer and longer and longer until you need to replace the windscreen. So what we're going to do is we're going to be testing one of these lovely, fantastic kits that you can get from Amazon, eBay, or I'm sure one of your local motor shops. And we're going to see, A, if these work, because they are quite cheap, and B, are the results as good as a professional finish. So let's get cracking. So let's open up the kit and see what we have inside. Instructions, yeah. You know, I've thrown that away in a really cinematic way, but I guarantee I'm going to have to read them through. So we have something with 4 suckers on it, which is basically going to be holding the windscreen steady and applying pressure to the cracks so that we can push the resin through. And this is all you get. Tiny, tiny little bottle of resin. So don't want to be doing too many cracks with that. This might just be a one-time thing. And then we have the plunger, which obviously helps put the resin into the crack. And then we have these. Now these cover up the crack once you put the resin in and they hold everything together, stop dirt, stop debris, stop air getting into it. So first things first is we need to clean this windscreen to make sure there's no dirt, no grit, nothing that's going to stop the glue from setting. Now I've put a bit of cardboard behind the window just so you can see a little bit clearer exactly what we're dealing with. So here's the little crack just there. It's about 5mm wide, but the problem is it's not just a dent, it's actually started to split already, if you can see that. So if we leave that much longer through daily driving, that is just going to spread its way right across the windscreen. So let's clean this window and let's get started with the windshield repair kit.
Best thing to get the windscreen clear is just to use some rubbing alcohol and a microfiber cloth. What you don't want to do is start using any chemicals, any soap, because if that gets into the crack, it's going to stop the resin from trying to dry.
So once it's all cleaned, what we're going to do is we're now going to apply the applicator right to the area, making sure that this hole here goes right centrally above where the crack is, because that's where the resin is going to be injected. So we don't press too hard, otherwise we're going to make more cracks, which is what we don't want. Perfect. Next up, we're going to get the resin chamber. We're basically going to keep screwing until the rubber mouth just about touches where the crack is. So there's tiny little threads on this, so it will take a little bit of a while, but as soon as you see it touches the glass, then we stop. That's about just there. Then we're going to be squeezing 3 to 6 drops of the resin directly into the centre chamber. Don't worry if stuff comes out, you can always just wipe it away. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then we screw the pressure driver back into the resin chamber just to make sure that it's going to sit with the resin nicely. Then what we're just going to do is we're going to take out this whole centre portion. That way we can visually check to see exactly whether or not our crack has got any air left in it at all, or if it's almost invisible to the naked eye. Lift up suction cups. Then it's just a couple more drops of the resin just on any of the last visible areas of the crack. And then we apply a curing strip over the top.
Two hours later.
You now join me at near midnight. So the joys of the British summer is that the sun went down really, really quickly and these things require UV light to cure. So That didn't work. So what I've done is actually got a UV nail kit and sat it on here for about 10-15 minutes and it cured absolutely fine. So there's a tip for you. If you run out of sunlight, just go and get your partner's UV nail kit and away you go. So all we're going to do now is going to peel this off and then lightly with a Stanley blade, just going to scrape that layer off. So all the excess resin that's now sat on your windscreen, keep it at a nice flat angle. It should scrape off quite nicely. Well, there you go. That's actually quite simple, quite easy. I would say there's a small mark still there. You can hardly see it because it's so dark, but trust me, there's still a tiny, tiny crack there, but it's 90% better than it was. So you can save yourself quite a fair bit of money from trying one of these kits first, just to see if it does the job, because Autoglass wanted £355 to come and fix it. That's just to fix the crack. To replace the windscreen, it was £1,600. That's mad. That's the most expensive rock that's ever flicked up and hit the car. Anyway, thanks very much for tuning in. I will try and get a better picture of this in the morning for you. But yeah, subscribe, drop me a comment. Would you try this yourself or would you let the professionals do it?